Thanks for your time. From one federal election, I thought we were going to have a break from elections for a while, but it looks like we might be back into one in Tasmania. I know you're not from Tassie, you're from Queensland, but do you have any thoughts on this, the move by Dean Winter to try and bring down Jeremy Rockliff over budget management?
Kieran, you're right. I probably don't want to jump too quickly into becoming a commentator on Tasmanian politics, especially as a Queenslander. But for those people who are sick of elections, sick of campaigns, well, who knows? Let's wait to see what happens.
You've actually got yourself into quite the fight already, though, over the superannuation tax change. In hindsight, should the coalition have made more of this in the lead up to the federal election, given how it's looming as the key issue right now?
Well, there's no doubt that we are going through a process. We're trying to learn lessons from what happened on the 3rd of May at the election. And maybe indeed this will be one of the lessons learned. But we are being very clear, and I've said this a lot during the week, that Kieran, Labor's super tax, it's super big, it's super bad. It flies in the face of what we believe as a coalition. We believe in lower, simpler, fairer taxes. And Labor's tax on superannuation is none of those things. I've also been very careful during the week to make sure that I'm not getting ahead of my colleagues here, Kieran, because as Susan Lee has said, there won't be captain calls, and nor in my case will there be calls from the vice captain. And so I have said during the week that we will settle our position through our usual internal processes. What I can confirm with you today is now that we have gone through those processes, we will definitely, as a coalition, oppose this unfair super tax of Labor's every step of the way. Every step of the way. This is grossly unfair, and it flies in the face of everything we believe in as a coalition.
So you're confirming that there won't be compromise, it'll be no at every point. I've spoken to some in the business community who would prefer the coalition to help knock the edges off this policy rather than the government and have to rely on the Greens. What do you say to them?
Unfortunately, what we have here in Labor's super tax is a series of measures cobbled together, all of which go against what we believe as a party. I mean, one, it's a tax increase. Two, the taxation of unrealised capital gains. I mean, Kieran, to think that a person can make a theoretical profit, no money has hit the bank account, and they get taxed every single year, that's not fair. As for not indexing it, I mean, Labor is lying to the Australian people. They're pretending they're the modern-day Robin Hoods. They're going to take from the fat cats with multi-million-dollar portfolios to fund the good deeds of government. Like hell it is. Labor knows full well, by not indexing this, they're not going to only go after some high-wealth individuals. According to asset management firm Wilson's, they say it's going to hit over 8 million Australians. So, you know, the average teacher, nurse, tradie, especially the younger you are, you will be hit, you'll be stung by this tax. And as for the idea that the Prime Minister gets favourable treatment, in whose books is that fair? But we had the Treasurer out there saying, hey, taxpayers, you're going to be hit with the new tax. But the Prime Minister isn't. He can defer his liabilities every single year. As your balance grows, over time, young Australians, every year you are going to be hit a new tax for profits that haven't even hit your bank account, but the Prime Minister doesn't have to do that. I mean, there is no fairness in this, and therefore we're being very definitive. We will oppose it.
Yeah, you'll oppose it. Yeah, no, I appreciate your clarity on that. But Jim Chalmers, he's also been clear this week, hasn't he, where it's clear from what he's saying that he believes he's got a mandate and the government's got a mandate off the back of their big win at the election.
If Jim Chalmers wants to defend giving his boss, the Prime Minister, a better deal than other Australians, I look forward to that debate, Kieran. If Jim Chalmers wants to argue that everyday Australians, over 8 million Australians, should be hit with a higher tax amidst a cost of living crisis, I look forward to that debate. If Jim Chalmers wants to look struggling farmers in the eye, some of whom are struggling drought or floods right now, and they have their farm in their self-managed super fund, and suddenly they've got to find cash to pay the ATO at the end of the year, do they sell their farm? I mean, what do? They might be asset rich, but they're cash poor. If Jim Chalmers wants to have that argument, great, let's have that discussion. This is grossly unfair on every single count, and that is why the Coalition will be opposing it at every single step.
Just quickly before you go, we're almost out of time, but Alan Stockdale's comments saying that women are more assertive in New South Wales politics and maybe men need quotas. What did you make of that? Was that just a bad joke, or what was your read on it?
Well, I only read one article about it this morning, Kieran, so I don't know, and I wasn't in the meeting. But what I can say is we do not just welcome women in the Liberal Party. Any women who are watching this show now, especially assertive women in Australia, the Liberal Party is your party. Please join with us. We need more women in the Liberal Party. And what you'll see with us as we meet Australians where they are under Susan Lee's leadership is you will see policies coming from the Coalition which suits you and your families, your professions. So Women of Australia, the Liberal Party, is your party. That's what I say, Kieran.
Ted O'Brien, thanks for making the time for us today. We'll talk to you soon. Let's bring in